Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, podcast Pete and certified high performance coach. I had a call from a friend of mine I've known for 50 years. We went to high school together, best man, and hung out, man, play golf with him. And he said something he was mentioning to a friend about having a career as a certified high performance coach, something like that. And it kind of got me thinking. So I want to just come to you with some information that I think could be very important for the right person. If you're like retired or getting ready to retire, one of the things we talk about often, do something completely different. I hope to have a gentleman from my Rotary Club on the podcast talking about that. We say, he said it, the book, Repack Your Bag. Do something completely different, challenges you, gives you new purpose, gets you thinking. Instead of doing the same thing that you've done for your career, do something different. I want to give you something to think about. The best thing I did was become a certified high performance coach. I was podcasting, loving it, enjoying it, and just geeking out on it. And then I heard a podcast with Ed Milet and Brendon Bouchard, and he mentioned Growth Day, a personal development community. And I had seen Brendon speak in San Francisco 10, 12 years ago, was blown away by how he commanded a whole week. I mean, just by himself, nobody else. But I kind of forgot about it. I mean, I had seen things, but I didn't have them on my consumption, learn from him radar. I have all his books, the Motivation Manifesto. You can see right back here. Let me see. Yeah, I get these messed up. Right up there, High Performance Habits. And I have other books, The Charge, and just some other, I think that's it. But anyway, so I heard that. I got it. I listened to it. It was a 14-day trial back then. Now it's 7. I was blown. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. And then he said $50 a month. I said, oh, something's not right. I get all this for $50? Are you crazy? This is so good. So I went on a journey and I listened to the 5 to Thrive. And I listened to him talk to me every single day. That was 2 years ago. I'm 6 months in. I decide to hire a certified high performance coach from his institute. I go through a transformation. I'm loving the outcome of me. I'm loving, because I'd hired coaches, but I had maybe 1 or 2, not many. And we had done some free coaching with each other. So I do a little bit about it, but I never got the framework of clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence, and the mastery part. I was transformed. I go and I say, you know what? I want this. I want this for my community. It's the missing piece, because if I can coach my community to the highest level of high performance, we can make a bigger impact. We can do it together. We can have a thriving community. So I got certified. I spent 5 figures, and it's gone up since then. But I did it, and I just loved it. And I met a person. I ended up hiring that person, PhD in human behavior, an unbelievable coach. And I had him for 6 months, and he transformed me to a higher level. It was crazy. And I could tell you some stories on that, but I want to give you is concise information, because I think maybe you could be like me. You want to feel the heart. You want to make a dent. You want to make it an impact. You want to have higher purpose in what you're doing. You want to help transform people. Because, like myself, that was transformed, I wanted to do it with others. So that started my journey. Now I'm 2 years down the road with being a high performance coach. I love every minute of it. Maybe it'll go down in excitement. I have no idea. I don't think so. Because when you're involved with transforming lives, when you're involved being transformed, because every single day, I listen to Brendon talk to me. This is a guy who charges $1 million to work with him one-on-one. I don't have $1 million, so I get him leveraged in the community. So he's giving me frameworks. He's giving me related videos, asking me 2 questions, gives me a to-do. I can put my to-do list. So I always try to do 3 things and try to prioritize the 3 to get whatever I do. I want to do the most important thing because I know I can move the needle. I was always the person that my lists were so long and I wouldn't get close. I'd check off a couple of them, get a dopamine hit, but I wasn't moving the needle. I wasn't getting impactful results. I wasn't getting outcomes that I felt were possible until becoming a high performance coach, until being coached. So I've been coached by 3 high performance coaches for a whole year. One 6 months, the other 3 months each. So I know what it's like to be coached. I know what it's like to coach others, and I will always do it until I leave this earth. I could be 100 years old, I'll be coaching, because it's the most incredible feeling to transform lives. So I say that because we've combined high performance coaching. Let me put Brendon's book up here. Let me put me down a little bit here. Hold on here. I love featuring. Okay, here we go. So here's his book, High Performance Habits. Get it. It's the best. You'll just love it. Because if you are thinking about being a high performance coach, and I'm going to give you some reasons to think long and hard, but act on your instincts. If you feel that something stirred in your heart, do something incredibly purposeful to be a part of transforming lives, then look at it. I'll even give you a digital version of the course so you can see and understand, because we podcast, create courses, and we high performance coach. Our whole community, we pour into them. We look for transformation. We help them get transformation. But when you get clear and you have the clarity in your life, you don't get sucked down consumption and distraction, which we all do if we're not having a very clear, higher version of what we want to do. So we're not distracted as easy. And that's what's happened with me. I've been on social media in 3.5 years. I don't scroll. I do listen to certain people, but I'll go back a little bit. But I'm going to set some boundaries, because when you consume, you're just getting dopamine after dopamine after dopamine. It's just not good for your brain. Moderation. And a couple hours is probably over the moderation. I'm just saying, put some boundaries on what you do. But when you get to energy, because the mental fatigue is caused by too much consumption, too much of that that's why when you get home and you're just spent, worn out, mentally drained, it's because you didn't do the right activities to excite you, to create the life that you want for yourself and your family. So that energy is both mental and physical. I'll be going to the gym here in a few minutes. I go 4 days a week. I go to PT 2 days a week for 2 hours each. So 4 hours in therapy and 4 days in the gym, mostly early, but I go to my Rotary Club on Thursday, so the gym doesn't open. Well, it does, 5 o'clock, but I guess I could, but I don't. Okay, so you have the energy, courage, being bold. That we love to say, be bold, make an impact, and have fun. 78% of entrepreneurs are burned out. In a survey, I don't know the exact survey, but I listened to it on the podcast. It's gone from 68 to 78. So if you're on that path of burnout thing, I got to grind it. I got to grind. I need 15 hours. I'm just going to outwork. You're going to burn out. But my afternoons are crazy. On the porch, either making phone calls or editing some of my work that I did in between phone calls. I just bebopping back. So I love it. Watching the birds, watching the bees, and enjoying nature. You talk about fulfilling, you talk about it exciting, and that's possible if you set it up correctly. Set your day up right. I am a fiend journaling. I never was a journaler. Man, I couldn't even write. Flunked English in high school, so writing was not my thing. I write 2 and 3 times during the day now because it gives me clarity, gives me energy, gives me courage. I'm more productive, and I'm gaining in the area of influence because I want to be a key person of influence online. So search me. You can find anything you want. I got a lot of content out there, and I'm just starting. So if you're thinking about being a certified high performance coach in the Institute, let me give you a gift. Let me put it up here on the screen. Go to petekane.me/connect. Use the word gift. It'll waive the $300 fee, but here's the cool thing. Once you go through the 5 high performance habits, again, clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence, it's going to activate an email, and you're going to be invited to join a thriving community of 20 people, 10 business-minded adults in business that want to be key person of influence, that want to provide growth, serious growth to their business, 5 veterans where we can give back for the veterans that have sacrificed for you and me. We can give back to them to help them in their journey. And then our youth, which is our future. If we don't empower our leaders now, we don't have a bright future. But go to petekane.me/connect. Now, if you just want to geek out, let me see what I can do. Go to petekane.me. Just be a guest on my podcast. We'll talk about high performance, being a certified high performance coach, if that's what you want. I just had a podcast from my friend Joe Rivera. I forgot I did it. It was like 5 months ago. No, something like that. But I forgot I did it. And he's a certified high performance coach, and so am I. And I had the pleasure of coaching him in a wonderful program put together by a friend of ours in California, Chris, and I think Tosh is his last name. And so I met Joe, and we immediately connected because of our journey. And I say that the community is the most giving, generous, helpful community you'll ever be a part of. It's like a fraternity on steroids at the best fraternity you could possibly find, because the fraternity is changing lives, transforming lives. When you transform lives, there's not a better feeling that you can get in something that you have a meaningful purpose. Because we talk about the 4 human drivers: aliveness, connection, meaningful purpose, and personal growth. Personal growth. And so when you're growing, when you're connecting, you have that purpose, and the wind's behind your sails. So love to help you in any way. If you're thinking of a career move, you want something that will really crush your retirement, crush it in a good way, you want to do something entirely different, you want to transform lives, then go take the course. And if you like to be a guest on my podcast, or you can go, I think we're going to set this up. Go to pk.me CHPC. I'll have that set up in the next couple of days. Trex is off for the weekend, but I'll have that set up where you can go to a landing page, decide, one, get coached, see if you like transformation, see if you have similar thoughts like I did. When you get transformed, it's almost like when you get the gift of learning, the gift of transformation, you want to give it away. Give it away. That's why I give away this course. That's why I make it on our one-on-one coaching, but I give people a thriving community. I give people the High Performance Habits Mastery course so you can experience it. When you experience transformation, you experience clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. Woo, you're on your way to some brighter future and an abundant life. Okay, so do I have anything else? Yeah, I will bring up one other thing. Our community we build it with Daniel Priestley's model of 7-11-4. Get this book. It's a great book. You'll enjoy it because if you want a simple strategy for the future, and that's what we work towards, is building out 7-11-4, which is content enough for people to get to know you, like you, and trust you. And they got to do it online. That's the global opportunity. But they have to make buying signals. A buying signal could be buying a book, listen to a podcast. Different ways they have to show interest. And when they do that, and they see you on 4 different platforms, the brain switches, to know, like, and trust. And then they're ready. And you want to be able to select the right people to work with. Because when you work with your ideal client, it's win behind your sales. It's that the brighter future. Because when people are wanting to change and you can provide that transformation for them, then it's a beautiful thing. And we put both of them together. So let's go back to how you can get a free course. If you want to just go to Growth Day, just go to Growth Day. Go to pkane.me, Growth Day. You can go to Growth Day and get it anywhere. But if you get it through us, I'm going to give you my first course, Mindset, Goals, and Habits. And I even have another course for you, but it's going to be a surprise. It's my best one. I love it. It has to do with journaling. Okay. Send me a support ticket at pkane.me and we'll send you the free course. And then you can try it for 7 days. See if you have a person like Brendon Bouchard speaking to you each day, what kind of transformation is possible? The future is bright. The magic is in you, and anything is possible. Pete Kane, be bold, make an impact, and have fun.